My name is James Hayes. I'm running for mayor of the city of Compton on April 18, 2017. I'd like your support. Thank you.
James Hayes.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks a lot for inviting us in.
Pleasure. Welcome.
Well, we're at campaign headquarters. Where it's all over
Compton Boulevard.
That's right.
That's where it's at.
So as you know, we're doing a Who's Your Candidate campaign.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is introduce all of the candidates to our audience. And just get them to know a little bit about the candidates. There's a lot of concerns within the city. So we want to give a chance to give you guys to answer it.
Okay.
Got a chance to answer it.
Well, James Hayes is my candidate.
That's right. As it should be. Who is James Hayes?
Okay. Well, I think it's important for folks to know that I've been here in Compton since 1961. 1961 is when my parents moved to Compton with me and brothers and sisters. And we moved on Kleinmar Street down on the southwest side of the city. And I consider myself fortunate growing up down in that neighborhood, and also fortunate because I'm a homeowner now in that neighborhood. So I'm in a neighborhood.
That's District 3.
That's in District 3. So I'm in a neighborhood, a homeowner in a neighborhood where a good number of the people I've known since I was very young. And so folks have known me down there. The Hayes name is familiar where I live, in the neighborhood I live in. So I feel real blessed to be in that environment. So I went to Birch Elementary School, Enterprise, junior high school then, middle school now. And of course I went to Compton High School.
You've been in the city your whole life?
Been in the city my whole life. Also blessed because my wife Charmaine, same story, just a different part of the town. Okay, but she's been in Compton all of her life as well. So we're blessed to have her.
What do you do for a living?
I am the president of a company called Plasmagenics. We're an orthobiologics company based in Torrance. We're an international company. We have clients and provide products all over the world. And these products are used primarily in orthopedics.
Okay. What do you do for fun?
I do biology.
Biology. That's fun.
Okay. I like science. I'm a scientist by training, and to me, fun is biology and chemistry. So lots of time during idle time, I'm actually in my brain working or in the lab working or something like that. Because with me, it's very important that to me that I'm always consumed with things like that. And what has led to, as a hobby or what I like to do in my spare time, it actually led to the invention of a formula to treat neuropathies in diabetics. And so that's the kind of thing I like to do in my spare time, really and truly. But because I'm a family man, I've had to do things like go to movies, amusement parks and things like that. But what I really like is I like science, I like technology, and it has a lot to do with the way I see the city, and a lot to do with the solutions that I come up with to solve the problems in Compton. Because as a scientist, we think a little bit different. We think in a different way than other people may think. Okay, because when we look at problems, we always look at problems knowing that we have to find a solution. Okay, so we can't just talk about it. We can't just write about it. There's no value in that. The value comes in finding the solution.
Right.
Okay, so I found the solution to diabetic neuropathy. Okay, so we talked about it, and I just was not cool with just talking about it. I had to come up with a solution. So in our environment here in Compton, when I see problems in Compton, my mind immediately starts to work on solutions to those problems, which is one of the reasons I'm running for mayor. Because as I look at all of our problems, I see solutions. And it's just a matter of putting together the coalitions or the formulas or what have you to make that solution.
Now, I understand this is not your first time running for office.
Yes, so being here since 1961 and growing up in a family I had two very active parents. My dad, James Hayes Sr., was Parks and Recreation Commissioner for the city of Compton, and so we were always involved in civic activities and affairs. But my first entry into that realm came back when I was 11 years old. When I was 11 years old, my brothers and I, at the behest of my dad, we were picking up trash on Compton Boulevard. Okay, and at that time, Compton Boulevard, the street was there, but all the sidewalks you see today, sidewalks weren't there. Okay,
so almost like in Richmond Farms.
Yeah, like in Richmond Farms, there were a lot of areas in the cities where they hadn't put sidewalks in. And so we were picking up trash. We didn't know, we were just enjoying ourselves. You know, 3 boys out late evening, and your dad says, just go pick up all the paper you see, right? And after you pick it up, we'll put it in a bag, and then I'll take you guys for a popsicle or something, right? So we did that. And a couple weeks later, okay, my dad said, get dressed up and come with me. He took us to a city council meeting. And at that city council meeting, Douglas Dollarhide, who's the first black mayor in Compton, was the mayor at that point. And we were sitting there, and he called our names. And so we didn't know what was going on, so we reluctantly walked up to the front of the city council chambers. And he started talking about our cleaning up on that Sunday evening. Then he presented us with a resolution from the council honoring us for what we did. So I got the bug. And that bug was basically, if you do good service, people will recognize that service. Okay? And you are making your city better by performing that service. So through my life, service has been very important to me. And so, like my father, I served on the Compton Parks and Recreation Commission. Okay, like my father was politically active as well. He ran for school board a couple of times. Well, I ran for city council in 1981. I was fresh out of college. I ran for council at a time when young black men just weren't running for city councils. And I did extremely well. I surprised everyone, 22, 23 years old maybe. But I did surprisingly well. Okay, and everyone was kind of amazed that this young black kid could just decide he was going to run for city council. Actually put together a campaign, knock on everybody's door and get their support. Okay, and after that, after I did that, coming in second place, going into a runoff election by just 11 votes. What bothered me about that is I knew 11 friends who probably did not vote at all. Okay, and yeah, so after doing that, I didn't stop. I wasn't feeling disenfranchised or anything like that. I just knew then what that taught me was that if you want something like that, you have to work really hard to get it. So I worked hard, but I saw the things that I didn't do. Okay, so the next time I ran, again in 1985, but in a different district, I'm a little older now. By that time,
so the first time was that district 2?
First time was in 3. Okay, where I grew up. By the second time, I had gotten married. I had purchased my first home, and that first home was in District 2. So I ran in District 2 against another incumbent. And there were issues with that election. I was actually kept off the ballot until 2 weeks before the election. Had to go to court, and a judge had to say, City of Compton, you have erred. And because of that, you need to put this young man on the ballot. You need to print all new sample ballots, do a new mailing with his name on the ballot, and anything that he has not been given because you didn't have him on the ballot, you need to make it roll and give it to him. So they did. They had to make up for everything that went out without my name on it and what have you. But that was 2 weeks prior. No one expected me to do well. I did much better than anyone expected. Took 3rd place. Okay, and of course, taking 3rd place, the 2 candidates who were going into the runoff election, of course, they were knocking down my door trying to get my support. Right. So I ended up supporting the incumbent, and the incumbent won the election, and that's been active ever since. Okay.
So why such a gap from 1985 to 2017?
Well, what politics does, especially for a young man, I'm happy that I had the gap. I'm happy because it allowed me to raise my children, okay, go into business. It allowed me to do everything that made me successful as a parent, as a husband, as a businessman. All of that's done. And so I can remember when I was in my 20s, I was telling council people who were maybe in their 50s that they were too old and that Compton needed somebody young who knew what was going on. Well, now I realize that that was good, but I realize that now at 60 years old, okay, having been involved since I was 11 years old, I consider myself the perfect candidate for elected office in Compton because I've been involved all these years. I've worked with elected officials all these years. I've served on the Parks and Recreation Commission. I've served on the Planning Commission, numerous committees and boards. So now for me, it's the perfect time because I come with all that experience. Okay, so I think I'm the best qualified in that regard in terms of knowing the city and knowing the people of Compton and knowing what their needs are. I think I'm the best qualified candidate because of all these years.
So you think that going for the mayor's seat as opposed to maybe District 3 seat, why would you choose mayor's seat over District 3?
Because I think what Compton lacks right now is it lacks leadership from the mayor's. Okay. The mayor, technically, according to the charter, has no more power than a city council person. They're equal in terms of power. But people do look to a mayor for leadership. Okay, community, even council members. The mayor conducts the meeting, the council meeting, and that is a leadership position. So it's important to me that our city has strong, credible leadership. Okay, I know how important it is as a businessman to be a leader, and I know what business people look for. When we go out to recruit businesses to come to our city, they want to be recruited by someone who is a strong leader. Okay, and I think I possess that skill. In addition to the fact that I'm a business person, I'm the head of a company. I think business leaders will look at that and say, well, James is the head of a company, so he understands what we're in business for. He can understand what we're trying to achieve. And so when he recruits us, he brings the added credibility because of his position in the business world. Okay. So that's why running for mayor is so important. And I'll be honest, I think we've lacked that kind of leadership for a good period of time now. And I think that has a lot to do with the condition that we find ourselves in right now.
Okay. What would you do different than the current mayor?
Well, I think I like that. When you ask that question, I'm going to throw a word out. Okay. And that word is transparency. Okay. The current mayor, elected officials, not only in Compton, but all over the country, they like to use the word transparency. Okay. As a scientist, when I think about the word transparency, all it really means is that I can see through something. Okay. I can see through. That means it's transparent. Doesn't mean that I can be a part of it. Doesn't mean that I can be involved in it. It just means that for some reason I can see through it. Okay. Now, rather than being transparent, what I want to be is inclusive. I want to include Compton people, residents in Compton, and business owners in Compton. I want you to feel inclusiveness. I want you to feel that you can truly participate and truly have a position and a word in what happens in our city. So it's not just about being able to see what the city council does. To me, it's about being able to involve yourself in what the council does. Good way to do that. Meetings with elected officials or meetings with me as the mayor. I don't want people to feel that they have to call in and make appointments and that they can only see the mayor in a 2-hour window on a given day. We're going to have office hours practically every day. And during those hours, I'm not asking folks to make appointments. If you're a resident of the city of Compton or a business owner in the city of Compton, I want you to know that on Wednesdays, I'm in the office between 9 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the evening, and you can come at any point and come in and see me. Now, there might be a line,
Right.
but I'll see everybody in the line. Okay, and I'm talking about doing that on multiple days. Okay, another thing I've talked about, and a lot of folks say, well, you can't do that. I'd like for my office as the mayor to be on the first floor of City Hall. I want people to be able to come in the building and see the mayor's office and meet with the mayor. You can't do that at City Hall, President, because the mayor's office is upstairs, down a long corridor, between two sets of open doors, with security, what have you. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary, and that's not the way I want to be the mayor. The way I want to be the mayor is I want you to come in the building. I want you to know where the mayor's office is and be able to go to that office and meet with the mayor. So that's part of inclusiveness. Okay, another part of inclusiveness is all of our boards and committees and commissions and what have you. I know because I'm a planning commissioner. We never sit and talk with the mayor. The mayor never comes to our meetings and provides any information. As a matter of fact, members of the council don't. Okay, so all of that to me is a part of inclusiveness. Okay, information. We talk about how bad the flow of information is between City Hall and the residents. We have to address that. I mean, we really have to address that because that's part of inclusion.
Now, aside from yourself, who would you say of the candidates that are running for mayor would have the best interest in the city of Compton?
Well, first of all, I think, I love to support all of them because I think to want to do this is extremely important. And to want to do this shows a high level of commitment. Now, in terms of who I would support the most, I'm not sure. And the reason I'm not sure is because I think that everyone has something to offer, but I don't think anyone really has enough to offer other than myself. I've known Omar Bradley since we were in high school. Okay, I respect Brian Parker as a young man trying to make his way into this political arena and become a leader in the community. So I have that kind of respect for all of them. But like me, okay, like I did, I don't see enough of what I did. I don't see a long history or a track record of doing positive things in our city without being an elected official. Okay, I think it's very important that people serve the community before they try to become elected officials. And when I say serve, I don't mean a job. I mean volunteerism. Okay, what are you volunteering for? Okay, how many youngsters? It's like, I've been a volunteer in Compton for so long now. I could be traveling back east on business and I get on a plane and I hear somebody say my name and it's a guy in his 40s who's successful. He say, "You don't remember me? You were my coach at that park, remember?" Or he might have been in some program that I volunteered in. We have to have that kind of reach. And as I look at the opponents, I don't see that. I don't see enough of that to where you've really had an impact in this community. Ms. Brown, I respect the position, I respect her, but she hasn't had that impact. She doesn't have that history in the city. Okay, and I think for a mayor, it's extremely important because when folks elect the mayor, even though you're equal with the council in terms of responsibility and powers, when people elect a mayor, they want it to be someone who they know has been here, who has contributed. And that's how I respond to that. As I said, all of the candidates I have great respect and just respect for what they're attempting to do.
So, my question is, how are you targeting the millennial?
Well, first when I'm targeting the millennial vote is doing this interview because I understand you have great reach with millennials. But this is what I have to say. I have to say millennials shouldn't have to be targeted. Okay, and so I am not targeting per se. I'm walking and I'm talking to everybody, and millennials are part of who I'm talking to. But millennials, as a millennial, and I'm going to ask you, do you like potholes?
No.
I don't either. Do you like crime? I don't either. So what's so different? Would you like to see young business people have opportunities, real opportunities to establish businesses in communities? Millennials. I would too. So see, there's no difference. I'm 60 years old. Really and truly, when it comes to the city of Compton, you're just like me. And so all I want to do is have the conversation. So as I walk door to door, as I speak at forums and what have you, I'm not targeting millennials, I'm not targeting seniors, I'm not targeting anybody. I'm targeting Compton people, okay? Because that pothole will tear up your rims just as much as it tear up mine.
In the event that you get in office, what are your first 100 days like?
My first 100 days look extremely different from anyone else's 100 days. And the reason it does is because, first of all, I've told people, and I'm sincere about this, you can expect to see a different Compton on the first day. On the first day, we're going to be working to make the city different, okay? And I've already lined up volunteers, hundreds of them. On the first day in office, we're going to change the city, okay? During the first 100 days, I think you're going to see the unemployment rate go down. Because one of the things I'm telling people is that in that first 100 days, I'm trying to get 1,000 people hired in the city of Compton, in private industry. Okay? In the first 100 days, you will see me meet with leaders in the business world, science and technology, and you won't have as much of this in the first 100 days, okay? Because we're going to make our city safer, and we're going to calm it down so that people feel more safe and secure. But I'm talking about jobs, I'm talking about infrastructure, I'm talking about community pride. All of these things can be impacted in the first 100 days, and they will be, okay? And that's why we're working on things now. Interestingly enough, other candidates are just running for office right now. What we're doing right now, and we've been doing from the very beginning, is we've been writing the plan to change the city of Compton. So after the election, there won't be a period of time where I'm sitting down with people saying, well, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about that? No, we're going in with a plan, and it'll be a matter of how do we make this happen now? Okay, here it is. Let's make it happen. Okay, I'll present to the city manager a blueprint, so to speak, for repairing our streets, decreasing unemployment, recruiting new business, employing more people. I'll give them the blueprint, okay, and say this is the way we should be going. And as the mayor, I'd like to lead in this effort. I'll be giving the same blueprint to my colleagues on the council. Okay,
And you would obviously need their support.
And that's why I'll be presenting it as our plan. It's not the James Hayes plan. It's the City Council of the City of Compton's plan. Okay, so and I'm doing that because as a mayor, I'm not going to take credit for anything. As a member of the council, will take credit. Okay, but as the mayor, I'm not going to be looking for personal accolades. Something that really bothers me is that when elected officials say, I brought this project, I'm working to do this. No, it's we, it's the council. Okay, and you won't hear me say I. Okay, had build 1,000 jobs. It will be we as a city providing 1,000 people with jobs. And so that's what you're going to see. That's what's going to be different about Compton when I become mayor. You know, you can very rarely, you're not going to see me on the cover of a magazine. You're not going to see me on a television show. You're not going to see me in that regard at any point, okay, unless I've just done something so spectacular that the Russians know about it before everybody else. Yeah. Okay. Until then, you're just not going to see that, because I realize that if we're really going to turn Compton around, it's going to take a full council. It's going to take a full council with a good relationship with the Compton Unified School District Board of Trustees and a good relationship with the Compton Community College Board of Trustees. It's going to take a good relationship with all of these entities to really turn the city around. And I'm committed to doing that, okay? I'm committing to building a coalition in this community that's going to turn it around. And So that's my priority in terms of being a leader. Someone's got to lead that effort, and that's the effort I want to lead. And after we get everybody together, I will just play my role like everyone else.
Now, I've heard a couple of citizens concerned about ICE being involved in with our government and coming in. What's your stance on ICE?
On ICE? Well, I think my stand on it is I can't see it happening here. Okay, and the reason I can't see it happening here is because, first of all, as a people, as black people, we're the most compassionate people on the face of the earth, and we always have been. Okay, black people don't turn on other people, even when other people do us wrong. We continue to be the most compassionate people on the face of this earth. So as a government here, as a mayor, as a member of the city council, I can't see that happen. Okay, and if it was to happen, I can't see we as black people not being the compassionate people that we are, and as a government taking some action to protect our people. Now, of course, we don't want to protect folks who are dangerous to our community. Of course we don't, you know, and we'll have to deal with that. But by and large, this has always been a compassionate company. People, city rather, people say, well, what about ICE and what about sanctuary? Compton's always been a sanctuary, and it continues to be a sanctuary. So we don't have to do anything differently than we already do it, okay? We just have to continue to be the compassionate people that we are, and if we continue to be that way, Compton will not only be a sanctuary for undocumented folks from south of the border, but for everywhere else, because everybody comes to Compton, okay? And that's how I see it, and I'm sure that's how a lot of people see it. As a community, we're a multicultural community, and we've always been a multicultural community, and people don't realize how multicultural we've been. And that will just continue. And that's one of the things that makes the potential here in Compton so great. What we do need to do, though, is we do need to highlight all these other cultures. Okay, we need to highlight all of the cultures that are represented here within our city because they've been ignored. Okay, we have a Samoan community here that is famous, and I say famous because people don't know it, but right over there in Park Village, which is now called Jasmine Gardens, when Samoan immigrants first were able to come to the United States, that's where they went. So your Samoan community all over the country has roots to Compton, okay? And you know, we need to highlight that. We need to talk about that. We talk about growing our community. We talk about involving everyone. That's a part of it. That is a part of it. And so I'm just, as a human being, as a black man, and as someone involved in politics, that's how I think. And so because I think like that, I look at my city as a sanctuary all the time, and it always has been. So we just need to maintain that.
Sounds good. Now, why should people vote for James Hayes?
Well, I think people should vote for me, one, because by now, people should be understanding that, you know, they should be understanding that what you need in a mayor of a city like Compton, with all of its current ills and shortcomings, one, you need a mayor who is business oriented. Okay, you need a mayor who has the kind of experience in the business world that can lend well to the city hall. I mean, in terms of setting up systems that function properly, that create an environment where $1 million+ can't be stolen over a period of time. Creating a system where when you get an audit done, you can actually believe that the audit is accurate. Creating a system that is inclusive of its citizens. And most of all, I think Compton is ready for a mayor who is homegrown, okay, and who is homegrown with a spirit of progress, homegrown, not looking to the past so much as noticing the past, but understanding that it's just a foundation for the future. And we have to grow our community and be inclusive in that growth. So I think Compton is ready for that. And I tell folks from Atlanta all the time that Compton was the original chocolate city. Okay, and basically they copied us and built Atlanta the way they did it. Well, that was supposed to happen in Compton. And so my goal is to take that back. Okay, the black entertainment industry should be here. Okay, and it was headed here. Okay, and it was captured and taken somewhere else. I'm bringing that back, along with the rest of the council. We're bringing that back. We're bringing business and industry, black-owned business and industry, Latino-owned business and industry back to Compton. People talk about gentrification and how we need to not allow gentrification. I love gentrification as long as it is black and Latino. Young, educated people moving to this city. We have resources. That's gentrification. So that's the gentrification we need here in Compton, and that's the gentrification that I'm going to promote as it relates to building our city. So I want Compton to be a mecca. I want Compton to be a city that back on the East Coast, young, educated, black and Latino people can say, I want to live in Compton. Okay? And my job with the council, then our job is easy. It's just a matter of building what you want. So that's my message to millennials. Okay, really and truly, I'm trying to create a home for you. Okay, where you can live, where you can work, where you can raise your family, and you can feel good about it. When I was coming up in Compton, and when I became an adult, and I had children, I always thought my children were going to be able to do what I did. You know, get married, buy your first home in Compton. My children are grown. They can't get a house in Compton. Well, they could, but they don't want to. So I'm running for mayor. Man, where do I go back and start?
No, that's good right there. This one's still rolling.
Okay. So with my children, I always look forward to them moving back to the city after college. Okay, and they just can't do that because the city isn't the city that I grew up in. Okay, that when I got married, I said I'm buying a home in Compton. They can't do that. I'm trying to create an environment here. Okay, where I can sit with my fellow council members and say, what can we do to get our children to move back to our city? And I think when we're able to do that, we can look at it and say, you know what, we've been truly successful. So I think that thought pattern is what makes me the most attractive candidate because I'm the only one that I think I've heard who said, I want to try to get my children to move back to the city. So that's what differentiates me, and I think that's what made me successful.
Great, man. Well, thanks again for taking the time, man. I really do appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure.